Welcome to Capstad and good afternoon. Today's topic is improving conditions at the DC jail, and we're holding this Capstad as one of the follow-ups to the town hall meeting that occurred last June. For those of you that are new to this, the meeting will be no more than 60 minutes long. Channel 16 is here. They're recording to tape. If there's anything discussed that we deem as sensitive or proprietary, we edit that out prior to going to air. Director of the Department of Corrections will initiate the discussion, and we expect the discussion to include a number of agencies that are represented around the table. There's a number of handouts in addition to the slide deck that's being projected behind the director. There's some slide supplements that didn't make the main deck that we've included. We also included a number of pieces related to the town hall meeting. One that looks like this is it breaks down a survey that we're going to discuss into what inmates meant by improving food, improving employee training when we examine the surveys. A number of inmates wrote fairly thoughtful pieces in response to the questions, and we wanted to list some of the more thoughtful responses in a handout. And finally, we have a transcript of the town hall meeting because it'll be a big part of what we discuss.
Yeah, but where's the transcript?
The transcript is this one right here.
Oh, good. Well, let's do this. Let's make sure that for this one, because I think we want to have a follow-up town hall. When's our follow-up town hall?
Has not been scheduled yet.
All right, we want to do that in January. So why don't we just, at that follow-up town hall, we've got to be able to tell the neighbors there how we've responded to their concerns. So why don't we start out this Capstad, rather than anything that's kind of overview or anything like that. Let's just say how we've responded to their concerns, how we've made improvements, or whatever our response is.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Devon Brown. I'm the director of the Department of Corrections. Joining me today are key members of my staff. If you'd introduce yourselves, please. Ron.
I'm Ron Peel. I'm Ron Peel. I'm actually the agency personnel officer.
Wonderful. Does that mean you work for CFO?
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Patricia Britton. I'm the Deputy Director for DC Corrections.
I'm Howie, Director of Information Technology, DC Corrections. Joseph Peters, Operations Research.
All right. There were several themes that were brought forth during the town hall meeting and subsequent to the survey that was given. For everyone's edification, survey was given to every inmate under the purview of the Department of Corrections. About 3,000 plus surveys were administered, of which about slightly under 1,000 responses were received. There were several themes that were delineated. Better food and commissary options, and you'll see on slide 5 what the inmates said about that particular issue. We recognized and took very seriously their responses, and you'll see in that particular slide what occurred before, that we had a calorie count of about 3,300 for our average daily diet. It was made up of heavy starches and fats. We had the menu was low in vegetables and salads. You'll see the per inmate cost for the meal. And there was a limited food selection in our canteen from which the inmates could purchase items. We, subsequent to learning of their concerns, we employed a nationally renowned dietitian who made some very, very important recommendations, one of which was to reduce the calorie count to 3,000 to ensure that the inmates received vegetables. The menu was to include appropriate vegetables every day. We increased the serving temperature for foods to make sure that the foods arrived on the housing units hot. We enhanced the menu with better quality of food, which resulted in an increase in the cost, a slight increase. We also added 103 new food and drink items to our canteen for the inmates to purchase with a greater nutritious content. Another area of concern to the inmates was the availability of the programs and education options there at the Central Detention Facility. I stress that because it's important that everyone understand we have two major correctional facilities here in the district. Our focus was on the DC jail proper. You'll see on slide 6 what the inmates said. They wanted more teachers, they wanted more trades, they wanted more classes to take place there at the CDF. They wanted more library services, particularly law library services. They wanted an extension of our Department of Education that, again, would focus on trades. They wanted more time for religious services. And they wanted to be provided instruction on how to become better parents, particularly the fathers. You'll see what we put in place in response to those concerns. We've implemented 19 new programs in FY06 and 07.
What is a new program?
Well, sir, there's a listing in a slide that will include all the programs that are offered at the jail, those that were offered prior to 06.
It's in the supplement.
Is in the supplement?
It's in the supplement.
It's the very last slide of the supplemental, number
Page
22.
22.
Page 22, or slide 22. You'll see delineations of the various programs that existed prior to 06, what we put in place in 07, and what we have plans to implement in 08. And you'll see there's a substantial difference in what was in place prior.
Okay, that's good. What about since the town hall?
Many of these programs did take place since the town hall, and I'll give you some examples, sir. The educational enhancements. We worked very closely with the public school system. We've added to our complement of teachers. We have 4 teachers on board, 5 more coming on board since the town hall.
So, is there a list of what's happened in education and jobs since the town hall?
It doesn't delineate pre and post on 22, on slide 22, but I can tell you what went in place. The
Okay.
moral recognition therapy is an addition.
Which one is it?
That's the moral recognition therapy.
What is that?
That is a cognitive behavioral approach that was developed for offenders. It's a nationally renowned program. It's among the 10 listed by the National Institute of Corrections as among the 10 most effective programs for inmate populations in changing their attitudes overall.
Okay, what else?
The Inside Out Dad program, fatherhood program, that's a new program that came about subsequent to the town hall meeting. Our chess program, we have developed a chess tournament where we're reaching out to Johns Hopkins University chess team to come into our jail and challenge our juvenile inmates in the chess tournaments. That's a new program. The Department of Human Services in their medical